This is yucky. We don't like when guitar stores close. It makes me sad. I think it's gross. Right?
It's not good.
Sad day. So Cosmo Music, one of Canada's, probably the largest North American guitar shop.
Like actual retail space.
Physical, like the shop's breathtaking. Was breathtaking. They announced their closure a little over a month ago, and then the official closing just happened about 5 days back.
Yeah.
And so we were sort of hoping for some weird reason that this was all just going to change and seeing it shift, but the other old McQuaid group up there is sort of taking over their retail space, or their B&O, I think, as well. And so it has happened, physical changing of hands, and it is shut down. But so why would a store and a shop that is this great and this big choose, and they didn't like, oh, we got to close down right now, like, we're out of money, but why would they choose to do this before things turned? Like, should we talk about the economic ramifications of COVID?
Sure.
The economic ramifications of manufacturers going direct?
No.
The economic ramifications of the new tariffs and everything, but this was going on well before tariffs, so that's really not a play in this one, unfortunately. So we can't blame that.
Brand new info. No one's ever talked about this before.
No, we can't blame the tariffs on it.
Like because
this was already underway.
Yeah, and it sounds like it was maybe even like I know they just closed, but the planning of that obviously before even tariffs, because I don't think you make that situation or that decision lightly.
No, they've released a great sort of farewell video, and any of you Cosmo fans out there, hats off to you too. It's a great shop and the family and everything. Great what you did for, like, not just Canada, but for, like, the northern hemisphere. It's cool to have physical shops like that.
I can't believe it's that big. We were looking at pictures, man. It's huge. Like huge. Festivals in the back.
Trucking to deliver. It's insane. It's like, it looks like a trucking, like an Amazon depot almost.
It's huge.
57 years. That's a long time to have any business, let alone a guitar retail business. That's insanity.
Well, what it would take to build that up, right? That's a lot of work.
Well, this was built in a different time, too. This was built before the internet. This was built in the good old days of, like, let's get guitars to people in our region. Let's get them spread out. Let's have a mail order catalog. Yep. And then the glory days of the internet come out, and you take advantage of that. Then the glory days of YouTube come out, and you try to take advantage of that, and maybe you can't catch it because it's not as easy as it seems.
We're just dumb. We lugged into it somehow. I mean, not that we're crazy successful.
Successful enough for how stupid we are.
We're successful enough for how, and we're smaller, so we can benefit maybe more.
Well, that's what you were saying. Like, maybe it benefits like a smaller shops more than it can like a larger.
I think when if you already have a reputation, you've got a huge space, and you have this like place carved out. I'm not sure that the benefit to you is as great as if you're a smaller shop and we're relatively new.
Right.
I mean, we've been around a while, but compared to 57 years, not that long.
That's a longer time.
That's a long time.
I'm not going to be alive for 57 years.
No, thank God.
If I make it to 57, I'll be happy. I'm talking a 57 period. That's like, if I make it that long, I'm happy.
Got a little while left.
So one of the quotes from their sort of closure note, I thought, from the Herbert family, I thought was sort of sums it up a bit. The challenges after COVID were tough. We made significant technology investments to stay ahead, but they were expensive and didn't go as planned. Whew. At the same time, the market softened, making it even harder to recover. Despite our best efforts, these challenges became too much to overcome. A lot is said in that one paragraph.
Yeah.
So they obviously, COVID, it did. To keep a ship like this afloat during that is really expensive.
I think they had I'm sure they had stricter lockdowns than we did here.
The North Kakalaki, you bet your bottom dollar they did.
So imagine when you're like, all right, because they must have how many employees?
At least 12.
At least.
Like hundreds.
Send a dozen. I was thinking like 100 employees, to be like, sorry guys, we're all locked down. Sorry, that would be really tricky.
And like to try to keep paying everybody while you're not selling anything, and you have, they probably have this thing like called benefits or something. Who knows? Right. It's a horrifying idea, but no, it's
all free in Canada.
Good point.
You just get to go to the doctor.
I didn't think about that.
But I bet they don't have a massage chair.
No, we do have that. It's amazing. That's our benefits.
So.
No, something of this scale, keeping it going during COVID, obviously is tricky. We looked at all those PPP loans. We decided to stay away from it in a weird way because I didn't see the math in it.
Yeah,
we got to figure out how to survive lean, or we can't survive because you just can't be paying back that with the profit that you make in scale. It just didn't make sense to me. They invested significantly in technology, which would mean, obviously computer systems and whatnot, trying to create more sell-through.
Right.
YouTube, it looks like they invested quite a bit.
Well, you look on their channel, and they've got a really cool series with all these like Kirk
Rock
Hammett,
stars and cars.
you know what I mean? Like Tommy Emmanuel and stuff, and like the Kirk Hammett's a lot of views. Tommy Emmanuel was like 1,300 views.
Or like Paul Reed Smith, like 4,000 or lower. It's like it wasn't.
Well, peeling back the curtain, we all know how it is. We get excited about a video sometimes, and we put a lot of time into it, and then 500 views.
No, and then a video that you just kind of sneeze out, like we have no notes on a script, like bam,
through the moon.
Wow, you just got like 80,000 views yesterday or something. Like, we don't like this one thing because of this.
Done.
It makes
Here's
no
our
sense.
top 5, blah blah blah.
No, we didn't fly Kirk Hammett in.
Right.
Probably
No,
have
we
to have
did
a
not.
fee-based for him or some type of benefit package for him. We didn't have we can't afford to do that. We just don't do that. It's not in our thing. I mean, unless Kirk wants to come and hang out with us for free, we have tacos.
Man.
Okay, here's the other thing. Besides us not being able to afford these rock stars to come in, when you're running a music business too, this is something Jonathan and I were talking about earlier. You had a notion that perhaps
maybe they just didn't want to do it anymore. because like I look at a shop that size, right? And I worked at other guitar shops, including Guitar Center, and I imagine that just with band and orchestra, and just with the teaching program, because I bet they have a huge teaching program.
Yes.
And I don't know, I'm just speculating. I bet they could kind of maintain if they wanted. But they might have just decided, hey, this is just not, not worth it.
And
We're
there might not be a
tired.
future continuity plan with like
Exactly.
other people, or like to try to sell that business. It's not going to be what it was worth with the changing ecosphere of how the economy is as far as being a guitar retailer.
Yes.
This is a big like red herring for like those of you that like to have local guitar stores. You gotta support them. You gotta support them, and you gotta support them. It doesn't matter where you are. If you have one and you want to have it be there, just go buy a T-shirt, buy a hat, buy some strings, buy a guitar. For God's sake, if you can. But every once in a while, just go in there and support. Just keep them. Let them know that you want them to be there.
Yes.
It doesn't matter.
It does.
And also, on a business way, we're talking about, since we're still in the business zone, like we were discussing earlier, if you get to a certain point, like you are struggling and you're reinvesting a lot of capital to make it survive, and you gotta see the threshold of pain you're willing to take with the potential of not coming back from that too. Right. And they might have enough saved that maybe they can retire now.
Sure.
And like a lot of the team there that's been there for a while can retire, and they don't want to like flush all that down the toilet and have to work. But who knows? We're not in the books. But here's the other thing too, and we've talked about this ad nauseum. I feel like sometimes the changing structure of how the manufacturer works with the retailer has been dynamic in the rate of store closures you are seeing across the country and across the hemisphere and across the world. So it is upon you and all of us as guitar buyers and lovers to support those stores that we like, support the ones that you haven't been to before. Do not buy direct. Go to a retailer.
Assuming you want them to continue.
I mean, if you don't care,
if you're like, I hate the
direct.
stores, screw them. Then yeah,
I don't want. If you don't like guys like Andertons and like making their fun content that's amazing on the internet, like the godfathers of conversational guitar YouTube. If you don't like Peach Guitars and their swanky, fantastic presentations, once Jack comes back, it'll be even more righteous. I'm just hoping. If you don't like Greg Cox's Xanu Nanu wildness at Wildwood, if you don't like what the acoustic letter created and was created at Music Villa and it became something else with Tony Policastro as well that became amazing. If you don't like those types of things, don't support the shops. Sure. It's okay. Like I get it. Like you might just be like someone that doesn't want to deal with it and just want guitar, click, point. Hopefully it comes here. I like it. If I don't, it wasn't tested. Doesn't matter. I can send it back and no charges at all. Support your local shops. It matters. Like this is crazy to see a shop of this scale closing.
Yeah, it kind of is, honestly. Especially looking at I wasn't as familiar with them, and looking at just the showroom, and they're I mean, it's huge. It's wild. And it's not like huge. Like sometimes you see huge places, and it's just like kind of bland walls or whatever. This place is like,
this is like a cruise ship.
Yeah,
it is like you go in there.
I want to go hang out there.
And there's sections for like you can't now because it's gone. But you could have. But
adventuring. Just bring it. Ooh, look at the fixtures.
What are those people smoking in the corner? Oh, they're the oil tin. I'm getting warmed up. I love this. It's romantic. Canada gets cold. No, it's just we try to spin everything with a little bit of positivity, hopefully with this. And we want the family, the whole Herbert family to be awesome. I think they're all going to be happy. They're coming out of this fine. I want all their team to be fine. Yep. I hope they're great. I hope all the people that were like just their beginning associates working there too have found a place of, and can stay in the music business, because the music business is awesome. It can be fun. I met some of my favorite people I've ever come across in this game, and it's been great. Some people that start off just buying a guitar from us have become dear friends. Some of our reps have become people like, we talk about health issues with them and like love hanging out and working and vacationing. And it's a strange little camaraderie that we hope by even our little YouTube world here, you're part of it with us. It yes. matters. Like I feel a kinship talking right now to someone sitting behind a computer or a phone screen, hopefully not on the toilet.
Probably on the toilet.
If you're on the toilet.
Mostly.
You're on the toilet.
There's a large percentage. I'm going to say upwards of 30%.
Looking down right now, is the lid so tight that things have to push, or is it one of those open lids? That's the thing. That's the big question of the day. I like the open lids, but it varies depending on where you are. No, support all your shops. Love them. Support them. Don't forget them when you're wanting that new guitar, that new pedal, that new toy, that new gift. Just have fun out there. Play guitar. Johnny, you got anything else for us?
I think that's about it, man.
I think we did it there.
I think we did it.
Hats off to Cosmo Music, 57 years. That's insane.
Yep, for sure.
Insane. Congratulations. Just like Sammy Ash, almost 100 years.
That really is insane. Yeah, pretty amazing.
But 57's up there too. So
57's a long time.
It's nuts. So thank you for all the stuff you guys have done. I remember first seeing your cards at the Fender Custom Shop events years ago too, and I was always like, what a cool. I've always loved my Canadian stores. It's from Tundra to Cosmo and all the weird places that I love up there. Click like and subscribe.
Hit the bell.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting not just our shop and our YouTube channel, but all the other independent music retailers out there. It means a big deal. And keep playing guitar, always.
That's true.